Okay, so students, good afternoon all. So today we are going to start with kinematics. Okay, kinematics, and we will discuss motion. So before we start with motion, we should have a clear understanding of the term what motion means. So whenever an object changes its position with respect to time, we call that the object is in motion. Right? If at a particular instant of time, if someone is standing at a point and he changes his position with passage of time, we define that he is in motion or she is in motion, right? Changing position over time. So this is how we define motion. To understand motion in the most significant or profound way, Newton gave us three different laws of motion. And in today's session, we are going to discuss those laws along with the real life application of those laws. And I'm pretty much confident all of you have experienced this kind of things. But today, we are just going to connect what we already experienced with the session or with the understanding of Newtonian laws. So, definitely, you are going to have fun. So, let's start the session. So before we start the session, try to think of the situation. You already know, okay, whenever we travel or we go by a vehicle, we tie these luggages on the roof of the vehicle. Can you think of the reason okay, why we do so? What will happen if you don't tie if you don't tie this luggages? Eventually they will fall down, right? It will fall down. If when the vehicle starts and if sudden brakes are applied, it's going to fall down. So what is the reason for this? This can be explained with the help of Newtonian laws. So Newtonian laws helps to understand the things, understand the phenomena which are happening around us on a day-to-day basis. So this is due to inertia. And what is inertia? It is a property of an object due to its mass. And mass is quantity of matter present in an object. So if an object has more mass, it is massive, then it has more inertia. And this inertia makes this sluggishness fall. So let's understand this in a better way. If I want to explain this term inertia to a layman, I would use a word stubbornness. So when we say a person is stubborn, it means it is very difficult to change the person, right? Or to change the way he behaves, right? So same goes for inertia as well. Inertia is the property of an object which will always resist any change. So they don't want to change the state of motion. Let's take an example. If an object is stationary, it will remain stationary till eternity if you are not disturbing the object. It is due to its inertia. More the mass, more will be the inertia. So now you can connect it with this situation. So when the luggages were moving along with the vehicle, they were in motion, right? No problem at all. It won't fall down. But as soon as brakes are applied, brakes are connected to your car. So car will come to stop or come to rest. What about these luggages? They won't because no brakes are applied to these luggages. So due to their inertia, they will try to move forward or they will try to continue the state of motion. They will keep moving forward due to which they fall. But if you tie them, there is a mechanism. We are employing a mechanism which can stop these luggages along with the car. This is why we generally tie these luggages along with the car. So Newton's first law of inertia states an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted by an outside force. So if you are not disturbing an object, then it will continue the state of motion till eternity. Now, if you have different objects at around you, and all the objects have different mass. So from your experience, you can easily share right which one will have more inertia. The one which is heavier, you need to put more effort to move it. So the same goes other way around as well. So if it is moving, then you need to put more effort to stop it. So inertia is a property of a body which will resist any change in motion. So if an object is moving, it will keep moving. If an object is stationary, it will remain stationary unless you put some effort to change the state of motion. Same goes for this situation as well. State the reason for experiencing a backward push when a vehicle starts suddenly. So it starts suddenly means it has not started yet. So the object is stationary, it will try to be stationary. But when the vehicle moves, our upper body, which is in contact, so our lower body is in contact with the seat. So it starts to move with the vehicle, but upper body, which is generally not in contact with the seat, it will experience a backward push because it will try to remain stationary. But if you rest your back on the seat, then you won't experience that push because your body starts simultaneously, upper and lower body starts simultaneously with the weight. Now, balanced and unbalanced force is something you already studied in previous classes. Balanced force, if equal amount of forces are applied from opposite direction, there is no net force. Balanced force means no net force or net force is zero. So if I am applying equal amount of force opposite ends, the object is not going to move at all. Or if it is moving, it won't stop. Means there is no effect of adding anything. So net force is zero. As you can see in this image, unbalanced force means applying a force from only one direction. Here net force, there exists some net force, so object will definitely change the state of motion. Now, an interesting question, connecting it with real life. Law of inertia does not hold true in real life as we need to constantly pedal the cycle. So first understand the question properly. Here it says law of inertia does not hold true in real life. Okay, law of inertia we know if an object is moving, it will keep moving. If it is stationary, it will remain stationary. Okay, so good. As we need to constantly pedal the cycle, and this is also we know we constantly need to pedal the cycle to keep moving. Here there is a catch. If Newton's law of inertia holds true, then once the cycle is moving, it should keep moving. Then why we need to? It is very we can easily understand this thing. See, earlier the cycle was stationary. We applied some force, we changed the state of motion from rest to moving. So there you need to apply force in the first situation. It's pretty much in alignment with Newton's first law. But once it keeps moving, it should keep moving. Then why we are constantly pedaling and we are constantly applying force? So because there are external parameters such as friction and air resistance, these additional pair of forces are actually hindering your motion. In the absence of such forces, you would not have applied any pedals once the cycle starts moving. But due to presence of these things, we need to constantly pedal the cycle to overcome these resistive forces to make the net forces zero, so it can move. Okay, and similar and in slippery surfaces or in surfaces which have very lesser amount of friction, you don't need to pedal to that extent as well. Okay, with this, we are done with Newton's first law of motion. I hope it's clear now.